NFL playoffs continue and the divisional round begins this Saturday, January the 17th, and I've got free plays and analysis for you, including some public consensus information in both games, Buffalo, Denver, San Francisco, Seattle, coming up free for you right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And, of course, I'm giving you every NFL playoff game free through the Super Bowl. Also going to have the national championship game this Monday, Indiana, Miami. I'll have both of your Sunday games also. Texans, Patriots, Rams, Bears. Free play videos Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for you covering all the football games. Hey, if you're finding it useful, quick thumbs up, like, positive comment below, and I will keep them coming. Also, click subscribe and click that bell here on Wager Talk TV so you never miss out when the free play football videos are posted throughout this weekend. All right, we're looking at your two Saturday games. Let's start with the first one at 4:30 Eastern on CBS. Buffalo at Denver, and we do have some public lean on Buffalo in this game. We got even stronger public play, by the way, in the San Fran-Seattle game coming up. I'll get to that in a moment. But the public is leaning towards the Buffalo Bills in this game, yet they've gone from a favorite to a dog. So what does that tell us? Well, the sharp money is on the other side. So we do have a sharp square divide in this game, and that's one of the situations I like to look for when using public consensus data. Of course, nothing last week in the wild card round qualified. I would say the Buffalo Bills are a public lean. Wouldn't be quite strong enough during the regular season to be an official play, but the public is leaning towards the Bills, and the fact the line is going the opposite way tells me the sharp money is on the Broncos, and I agree with that. I like Denver in this game minus the 1 point. You know, Buffalo opened as a 1.5-point road favorite earlier this week. Now as we head closer to the weekend, the Broncos are a 1-point favorite. Sharp square divide here, and I think it makes sense. Buffalo's the better offensive team, no question about it. Maybe better, more experience as well, especially at the quarterback spot. I mean, Josh Allen versus Bo Nix, huge mismatch there. Coaching-wise, hey, I'm a big fan of Sean McDermott, my man. But Sean Payton, also pretty good Sean there as well, Super Bowl title. So the coaching edge maybe actually goes to Denver, especially with the week off and the bye and time to prepare. But the biggest two edges in this game which favor Denver is, first of all, the defense. Big defensive edge for Denver. We're getting the better defensive team in a straight-up win situation. And also home field. You know, home field in the NFL over the past decade has gone from being 3 points to 2 points to maybe like less than 1 point in the regular season on average. But certain home fields are worth more, and Denver, with the bye, thin air and altitude, has an edge in this game, especially considering Buffalo just played in Jacksonville and now has to travel cross-country to play with no rest on a short week because they played Sunday, now they're playing Saturday. So I do like the situational setup here for Denver. We also get the better defensive team as a home dog. And as I pointed out in the Jacksonville game last week, and by the way, that was the only best bet we missed last week in the NFL playoffs, was the Jags. We were winning with about a minute to go, and then Buffalo went down the length of the field. That game really could have gone either way. But as I pointed out in that analysis in the video last week, Buffalo's run D is one of the worst in the NFL this season, giving up over 5.2 yards per carry. Broncos give up just 3.9 yards per rush. Broncos give up almost 40 yards less per game on the ground. And Denver is more of a run-based offense. They're not going to ask Bo Nix to win this game, so I look for that run game to come out early and often. I like running back props, rushing props for the Broncos up and over in this one. And, of course, earlier this season, or mid-season, J.K. Dobson was injured, so since then, R.J. Harvey has been doing the heavy lifting. So don't look at his overall seasonal average, in which he averages on, like, I think, 30-some rushing yards a game. He's been up and over that quite consistently now for the past 6 weeks. And I do think he's worth a look up and over once again in this one. Now, the odds makers are catching on. His seasonal average is 32 yards a game. They've got him priced around 56 yards in this one. But still up and over his rushing prop, R.J. Harvey over 56 yards. And just Denver rushing props in general, I think, make some sense in this one. Hey, you could even look at Bo Nix. He averages 21 rushing yards a game. I think he's priced around 23 in this one. He might get some rushing yards as well against a very suspect Buffalo defense. Fade the public in this one with the Denver Broncos -1 in a straight-up win situation at home as the number 1 seed. By the way, I'm not big on the Broncos. I've said that in other videos, other shows this week. I think they're a phony 1 seed. They faced 7 teams with a backup quarterback this season. They had more single-score wins than any team in NFL history. They broke the Chiefs' record last year. We saw the Chiefs stumbled in the Super Bowl, but once again, the Chiefs did get there before they got blown out by the Eagles. I could see the Broncos winning this game and then probably faltering next week or maybe the Super Bowl if they get that far. They might be a fade team for us here in coming weeks, but I think they're the side I would rather have this week between Buffalo and Denver. 4:30 Eastern on CBS. By the way, Denver team total 23.5, Buffalo team total 23.5. Whichever side you like in this game, Probably like those team total up and over because the winner would get to 24 or more. That makes a lot of sense as well. So whichever side you like, you could also look at the team total at 23.5 either way, depending on which side you like up and over. I'd prefer the Denver team total over because I think they're going to win this game on Saturday. All right, your other game is your late game at 8 o'clock Eastern on Fox National TV. San Fran, the number 6 seed at number 1 and rested Seattle. And ding, ding, red flag alert. We do have an official public dog in this game. It's our first official public play of the postseason. San Francisco 49ers +7. Definitely getting some public love, and that's why this line has dropped from the opener of 7.5 earlier this week down to 7. Some 7.5s are still sitting available out there. In fact, Seattle, so we had closer to the weekend, 7 -115, 7.5 plus money in other spots. So if you like the Seahawks, you probably want to grab the -7 now. I don't think the public's going to push it any lower. If you like San Fran weight, you might get some 7.5s by kickoff Saturday night, although it looks like the public is coming in on San Francisco this week, and probably more public money comes in on Saturday evening. So I think this line probably closes at 7 in most spots. And look, we love to fade public dogs. We're fading public dog Buffalo, public lean in that one. I'm not so fast to fade this one. We use this as a filter as part of the handicapping process. And while the Niners are an official public dog this week, and yes, they were the last time these teams played 2 weeks ago in Week 18, situation is a little different for several reasons. If you recall, back in Week 18, I told you to fade the 49ers as a public dog in that Saturday game in my NFL Fade the Public video. Also had a strong 4% client best bet on Seattle that same night, minus the 1.5 to -2.5. And yes, we had a sharp square divide in that game as well, as the public was on San Fran, yet Seattle went higher, as I just said, from 1.5 to 2.5 as the road favorite. Seattle was the sharp side. They are the better team, and I liked them a couple weeks ago. Situation is different here now, and I'm not in a hurry to fade this public dog this time out. First of all, because it's a quick rematch. We use this so often in the NBA playoffs. We love the zigzag, and I always say the zigzag works better with quality teams in all sports. We've also seen it in the bowls over the decades. In fact, when Ole Miss beat Tulane a few weeks ago, it was the only time in the last several decades that a team has swept a team in the bowl game after beating them in the regular season. All the other times, I think it's 5-0 recently in several decades now, that the rematch goes to the team that lost the first game in the bowls, and we saw Ole Miss do that to Georgia the following week. This is a situation in which San Francisco, I think, is a live dog in this game at +7 or more. So I'm not in a hurry to fade the public in this one. Yes, it gives me pause because I don't like being on public dogs, but it's a big difference in this one as we're catching a full touchdown with the San Francisco team that, yes, they're still banged up with some injuries, but they're starting to get healthier, and they had the nice road win at Philadelphia, traveling cross-country back home, but only up the West Coast here, so it's not as bad of a spot as it is maybe for Buffalo. And Seattle, actually, under Mike Macdonald, everyone talks about how strong their home field is. Seattle's actually been a better road team the past few seasons under their young head coach than they have been at home. Seattle's been a fantastic road team the past couple seasons, but they've been very mediocre at home. In fact, the last 2 years under Macdonald, they're 9-8 straight up at home, 16-2 straight up on the road, 6 and 10 against the spread at the home with a push, 12-5 ATS on the road. So this is a situation in which Seattle's home field may be a little bit overrated. And the number 1 seed, yes, it's an edge with rest and extra prep time, but it also can be a rust factor. And in the modern NFL over the past couple of decades, rested number 1s have been a point spread loser. And we've also seen those teams struggle mightily, as you know, in college football, of course. The national championship round the last 2 years and the college football playoff, those rested teams are 1-7 straight up. Indiana's the only one to buck that trend. So maybe Seattle's a better team. I do rate them as the better team. And yes, they maybe win this game, but to win by more than a full 7 points against a very good San Francisco team that was only a game away from being the number 1 seed is maybe a bit to ask. And yes, Seattle dominated that game a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to deny that. But don't forget these teams also played back way in Week 1, and San Francisco dominated that game. So the recent meeting a couple weeks ago in Week 18, Seattle had a 23-9 first down edge, 361 to 173 yard edge, 5.4 to 4.1 yards per play. But when they played back in Week 1 and San Fran was healthier, San Francisco on the road, a 24-14 first down edge, a 384 to 230 total yard edge, 5.3 to 4.6. Road teams dominated both games this season. And as I just pointed out, Seattle under Macdonald the last 2 years has been better on the road. I think San Francisco can hang here in this one. And we also have the experience edge. Macdonald's first game as an NFL head coach in the postseason, Darnold only had one start, and that was last year with the Vikings, and they lost. He's 0-1 straight up in ATS in the playoffs. And then we look at Brock Purdy, 5-2 in the playoffs. Shanahan, 9-4 in the postseason. Edge goes to San Francisco with the experience. Yes, the defensive edge goes to Seattle, and that's a concern. But if you're going to play this, I'd rather have the full 7 points. I don't mind being on the public dog in this one with San Francisco +7. That's your late game at 8 o'clock Eastern, Saturday night on Fox. What are your thoughts on these games? Sides, total, player props. How are you attacking both games on Saturday in the NFL playoffs? Drop them in the comments below. Hey, include some analysis if you have time. Let's learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget, if you're liking these free play videos, all I truly ask is a quick thumbs up like, and I will keep them coming. I gave you every college football bowl game. I've given you all the playoff games. I'm going to give you the National Championship Monday, Indiana, Miami free here. And I'm doing the same this NFL postseason. Every playoff game, including the Super Bowl, free. All I ask is a quick thumbs up like, positive comment below, and I will keep these videos coming on a daily basis. Also giving you a lot of college and pro basketball free play videos throughout the week. So make sure you click subscribe and you click the bell here on WagerTalk TV so you never miss out when a free play basketball or football video is posted on a daily basis. Now, the free plays are nice. When I'm giving you every game, giving you sides, totals, player props in every postseason game, obviously a lot of those are light leans only. If you play all the light TV leans, 1% of bankroll is appropriate. Have some fun with it. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're taking a serious investment approach, you need to be playing my strongest plays. You need to be playing for quite more. In fact, 4% is how I rate my official client plays. That's 400% stronger than the light TV leans and the free plays I'm giving you. Sometimes the games in these videos do make my client card. I had 3 NFL best bets last week in the playoffs. We went 2-1 on those, 67%. If you want to know which plays are the strongest, you need to get my client plays, and those are the 4% winners, the 4% best bets, and it's always been the same since I started 30 years ago in 1996 as a full-time professional handicapper and sports bettor. If I'm using a game, every client gets it. Doesn't matter if you buy one play, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year. All access. Doesn't matter if you get a single play or a full all access, all year subscription. Everyone's getting the same games that I'm personally using. And yes, I started back in August of 1996. So I've got some experience and I know how to win. It's my 30th anniversary coming up. Pearls, Merril the Pearl, that's the traditional gift. Diamonds, the modern gift. I like them both. And hey, with bankroll management and strong best bets, you can buy pearls and diamonds. What a great goal in 2026. Seriously, though, if you want my strongest NFL plays for this week, and they're locked and loaded on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, along with my daily college and pro basketball best bets. Hey, look, that's the bread and butter. That's how you're going to build your bankroll the next several months is basketball. Football's great, and we're crushing it. We're number one in the NFL for the past 14 months. Going back to last season, nobody's won more units of profit on NFL best bets. It's been fantastic, but there's going to be more volume with basketball. And, of course, baseball is right around the corner in a few months as well. The daily sports are the bread and butter makers, the money makers for your bankroll. And why try to determine which one you want? Get all sports, all access. And right now, I want you to try out 7 days for the price of 3. That's right, 7 days for the price of 3. You know, normally a 3-day all access is $69. Nope, you're getting 7 days for $69. It's like buying 3 and getting 4 more for free. No promo code needed. Or if you're ready to take that serious investment approach, the 1-year all access with the instant $500 discount is still available, plus a bonus 25% coupon included. That gets it down to about $1 a play for every college and pro football, basketball, and baseball best bet for the next 365 days and nights. So whether you want to try out the 7-day sampler for the price of 3, 7 days for $69, or the 1-year all access for about $1 a play, doesn't matter. Everyone's getting the same selections, my personal best bets, and there are no promo codes needed for those special offers. Go check them out right now on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And oh yeah, while you're there, make sure you get the daily free play. It's truly the last cut, just a bit outside for being a best bet on my client card. I put it up for free. So if you want my strongest opinion every day that just missed the cut, treat those as maybe 2% of bankroll. They're a little bit stronger than the 1% light leans in all these videos. Go get that free play daily on my page with analysis. Learn while you earn. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. On the way out, follow me on social media on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, Merril, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.